On this channel, we provide useful programming information with practical code examples. This time, we will focus on SASS functions. We will thoroughly explain SASS functions from basics to advanced topics, including practical samples useful in real-world work. Enabling subtitles will make the code descriptions easier to understand. SASS functions are powerful tools that encapsulate reusable logic in stylesheets, enabling calculations, formatting, and conditional branching. SASS functions are defined with @function and return a value using @return. Functions are called in the same way as built-in functions. When the SASS file is compiled to CSS, it will look like this. This code defines a function that doubles a number and applies it to the width. As a result, example, width 20px will be generated. Functions can accept multiple arguments and set default values. SASS does not enforce static typing, but paying attention to argument formats makes your functions more robust. When the SASS file is compiled to CSS, it will look like this. Responsive font has default values for scale and unit, and some arguments can be omitted when calling it. In this example, a value like font size 20px will be output. Use variadic arguments if you want to pass multiple values. This is useful for handling lists or multiple colors. When the SASS file is compiled to CSS, it will look like this. A variadic argument like $numbers is treated as a list and can be processed using @each. In this example, padding 20px will be output. Functions can also return lists, space or comma separated, and maps. This is useful for returning complex values. When the SASS file is compiled to CSS, it will look like this. A map is returned by the function, and then values are retrieved with map.get. This allows you to maintain a consistent spacing system. @if, @else if, @else, @for, @each, and @while can all be used inside functions. You can create calculation logic with conditionals and loops. When the SASS file is compiled to CSS, it will look like this. This function calculates a modular scale and multiplies or divides depending on positive or negative steps. Modular scale 3, 1 rem, 1.333, returns a font size 3 steps above the base. You can abort with @error on invalid arguments or unexpected operations, and issue warnings with @warn. The purpose is to alert users to problems early. If you pass invalid values, an error will be output at build time, making it easier to identify the cause. Checks within functions are useful for early bug detection. In SASS, you can combine various functions that manipulate colors to create your own color palette. This is useful for managing a consistent color scheme throughout your project. When the SASS file is compiled to CSS, it will look like this. In this example, color.mix is used to create shades by mixing with black and tints by mixing with white. The values are returned in a list, and can be accessed using list.nth. SASS functions are evaluated at compile time. Heavy loops, deep recursion, or extensive map operations will increase compile times. Keep functions small and simple. Consider handling complex processing outside SASS, in build tools or preprocessors, if necessary. Here are some commonly used utility functions. The code is designed to be immediately usable in real projects. Clamp value enforces upper and lower limits on a value, and px to rem converts pixel values to rem. Both of these simplify processes that frequently arise in responsive design. Functions specialize in returning values, while Mixins output CSS blocks. If the result of the logic is a single property value, use a function. If it's an entire style block, use a Mixin. When the SASS file is compiled to CSS, it will look like this. Functions return values such as numbers or colors for use in other properties, while Mixins directly insert groups of properties. Strict separation in design increases maintainability. Be careful when handling numbers with units and strings in SASS. Concatenating a string to a number with a unit may produce unintended output. Use unquote or string interpolation hash as needed. When returning percentages as strings, manage precision using interpolation or round for better clarity. To avoid bugs, always handle data types clearly when concatenating calculation results with strings. After writing a function, create small SCSS files with usage examples as tests, which makes maintenance easier. You can document for each function the input type, unit, return type, failure behavior, and usage examples. Leaving comments with small examples of expected output makes it easier to spot regressions during future refactoring. Automatically compiling in a C environment and visually checking the output is effective. SASS functions are a powerful way to enhance reusability and consistency in styles. Design them to be small and simple, and ensure safety using @error and @warn. Utility functions for color, spacing, and unit conversion are convenient to consolidate into a shared library. To avoid compile overhead, consider separating complex processing into other build steps when necessary. The source code for this video can be downloaded from the official website. If you like, please visit the URL in the description to aid your learning. I hope this video helps improve your programming life. By subscribing to the channel, we can deliver more useful information to you.